Hello and welcome to the Drep and Stone podcast, the podcast where two friends raise a glass and have a conversation. I'm Nick.
I'm Kyle.
Kyle.
Greetings and salutations.
Yep.
To you, sir.
To you as well, my friend.
Oh, well, gracious of you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Why are we being so proper?
It was the way you said hello.
I was, right? Like I thought that's what it was.
Hello. And welcome.
And welcome. I kind of did a little bit of like radio DJ. And welcome.
Yeah. But you've never said hello.
No?
You greeted everybody. It's usually just welcome to the Drep and Stone podcast.
the podcast?
What? How is it? No, you know. What's
hey and welcome.
Hey,
welcome.
It was the hello.
Hello.
It was just a more proper
salutations
thing, and I felt like I would raise it.
You wanted to meet the energy
and surpass. Yeah,
I feel like you did.
Yep,
and it makes sense.
Clearly, I mean, it made an impact.
Yeah. So you're saying in over 300 episodes, I've never said hello?
I don't think so.
I can't think of.
It didn't sound right.
Yeah,
it sounded different.
It didn't
unique.
feel right. I got to be honest with you.
Well, it's okay.
It felt fine, but I'm not saying it felt correct.
Yeah, it was different.
It was different, and sometimes though, Kyle, like you need that in life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you need to shake things up a bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Speaking of shaking things up a bit.
Yep.
You want to try a scotch?
Hell yeah. Let's shake it up, man. Something different.
Well, because we haven't had a scotch in a minute.
It's been a minute. I've still got some light beer over here.
I see that from like weeks ago at this point.
It's probably last month.
Gross.
Man, still sitting there.
Yeah.
I'll finish it eventually.
No, you won't.
It's tough, though.
You will not.
It really is tough.
You will not. Kyle, this week, I am super excited to talk about this particular scotch.
Me too.
Because this is from our friends at Compass Box.
I love Compass Box.
Yeah. And you know what?
What?
They actually sent us this.
That's incredible.
It really is. Like
bananas.
I kind of just reached out and I was like, hey, you know, is there a way that like we can feature you guys? And they're like, hey, we would love to talk to you guys. We would love to have you feature some of our products. How about we send you our newest special release? And I was like, absolutely not.
With a tear in your eye. Like, we can't do that.
No, I was like, please do. Yeah, absolutely. And so they sent us the Flaming Heart.
Ooh.
Yeah, this is their newest limited edition release. This is the 25th anniversary edition of Compass Box.
Wow.
Yeah. This is a limited release of 9,384 bottles, which, I mean, to be fair, like a company like Compass Box.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like that's fairly
that is limited.
This was bottled in December of 2024. The lead whiskey maker on this was James Saxon. It has natural color. It's not chill filtered, and it's bottled at 48.9% ABV.
48.9?
Yeah, go ahead and do some math.
Wow.
Go ahead.
117.1. You said 40.
8.9.
48.
Yeah.
I think it's 97.8.
97.8.
Yeah. Roughly, we were in that ballpark.
It's very close.
We were so close.
But this is a
scotch, a blended scotch. It's their 7th edition of Flaming Heart.
Oh, okay.
The whiskey that reveals the harmonies between heavy peat and toasted French oak.
I like it.
Imagine Metallica with a backing orchestra.
Oh, I've heard that actually.
And you're getting close.
Okay.
Oak, smoke, and fire.
Perfect.
Since 2006, we at Compass Box have returned again and again to the compelling combination of heavily peated malt whiskeys and malts extra matured in virgin toasted French oak. Every few years, we discover whiskeys with the power and harmony worthy of a Flaming Heart.
Beautiful. Shall we try it?
Well, I think we shall.
Let's do it. So thank you to all of our friends at Compass Box.
Yeah, what a special little offering.
All right, so you Googled a little bit. What do you got over there?
Well, I can tell you that this is composed of some pretty hefty distilleries.
Can I point out real quick though?
Yeah,
we're using the fancy custom Glencairns.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, the ones that our friend Darren sent to us.
This is some hefty glassware.
It is. Okay, what do you got?
I've got some. We've got the Glen Elgin Distillery.
Oh, like this is a breakdown of all the distilleries that went into this?
Yeah.
Sweet.
This has got Highland Park.
Okay, Glen Elgin, Highland Park.
It just says Highland Malt Blend.
Okay.
Colila.
Wow.
Talisker,
Okay.
Lafroig, some leftover Flaming Heart from 2018.
Oh, that's cool.
That is pretty damn cool. Peat Monster
Yep.
is in here. Nectar 15th Anniversary Remnant, so some leftover from a previous bottling.
That's so cool.
And the Belmanock Distillery.
Okay.
Don't even know who that is.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's cool.
And like legit, like it even tells you like from Belmanock, it's first fill bourbon barrel single malt. Buttercream, waxy fruit, meatiness, like it breaks.
I'm telling you, like,
Holy hell.
That's what Compass Box does, man.
Yeah,
like they literally break everything down for you.
Like each one individually, it gives you tasting notes for each individual thing in the blend.
Yep. Yeah.
Man, so cool. Like the largest contribution is from this Highland malt blend that they don't overly specify.
They're not telling.
But that's the majority. It's almost like a quarter of what it is. But the next biggest one is Lafroig.
Wow.
At 20%. So a fifth of this.
That's cool.
Is Lafroig.
Yeah.
Recharred Hogsheads single malt. That's dope.
That's so cool. Like that's what I love about Compass Box. It's like, again, here is they call themselves whiskey makers. They're not distillers. They're more in the line of the independent bottler, but they're blenders is really what they're doing.
Right.
And so like that's just cool shit.
Yeah. That is incredible. I didn't know it gave you that kind of detail.
All right,
never been on Compass Box's website, I guess. That's
great.
We
looked at that with the Peat Monster.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll take
Peat Monster in hither.
Hither.
On the eyes,
I'm gonna say
golden.
Which I'm super interested in just because so many scotches are very, very light. And so many Compass Box scotches are very light.
Yeah. I've got crimson casks at the house.
Yeah.
And it is not light.
Right. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Dark.
It is very reddish, I would say.
Yeah. It's heavily red. But yeah, no, this one's like, for scotch, I would say like right in the ballpark.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle. It's not light. It's certainly not dark.
Yeah.
But it's
golden hue.
A golden hue.
Yeah.
Indeed.
On the nose?
Oh, baby. Yeah.
It is like that perfect blend of smoky and malty and fruity notes.
Honey.
Jammy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I just want just leave me alone for a second.
Yeah, like
I just want to just sniff this. It's also just like floral sweet.
Yeah, it's sweet, it's savory, it's smoky. It's the whole bouquet.
Man. All right.
Man, and the proof is like nipping at me too.
Yeah, which is interesting. I mean, how many times we've said it?
I know.
But it's not pushing 100.
No.
And yet
it's there. It's present. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
That is the correct word.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to say it. Just a phenomenal nose.
Yeah, agreed.
Shall we?
Okay.
Wow. I did not expect that. Because initially, I thought I was going to get way more sweet. Mm-hmm. For sure on the nose, like there's all of those like just lovely peaty notes. Mm-hmm. I thought I was going to get more sweet though. I thought I was going to get more jammy and more honey. But it's really that like middle of the road peat that is very clearly prominent.
And again, I'm really kind of surprised, like volume wise, that it can give you this much at that proof.
Yeah, it is just, there is so much going on. Much going on.
A lot of depth.
That's just it. Depth. Like there are so many like layers to get through. First you get this like, what I'm going to say is that the really, the briny medicinal Lafroig note, and it's palpable, but then it kind of like gives way to this like really barbecuey Kahlua, and then it slides into a bit of, I don't think Bruichlati's in there because you didn't mention it earlier, but that just like malty character of Bruichlati is there as well, which I'm going to assume is whatever that Highland malt is that they're talking about.
Yeah, I get like a lot of like tropical fruit.
Oh, for sure.
Like you're saying, like that front palate is kind of like initially kind of consumed by the Isle of Peat and things like that. But definitely, like, as it washes over your palate, everything mid to back palate to me is like honey, sweet, and tropical fruit.
Agreed completely. Yeah.
And it's just so good.
And it opens up with like this really nice like biscotti kind of note in the very back. Like not quite shortbread, but something
almondy.
Yeah.
What's the liqueur? Amaretto.
Di Serrano, amaretto.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which then I think adds to the complexity of the tropical fruits that are like just kind of hidden in there. And it's almost like, I don't want to say like I get like distinctly one thing over another, but it's just like, here's all this just tropical fruit nature.
Yeah, like a touch of coconut, touch of pineapple, guava, just tropical nature.
Yeah. That is so complex.
Yeah. And like I think the French oak staves certainly come through, but it's never, there's not like a strong, bitter, like biting you towards the end, but it's always just kind of there.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to hear their tasting notes?
Sure.
Okay. Rich, oily smoke appears on the nose, supported by zingy spice.
Zingy.
Yeah. Hints of raspberry and apricot encircled by impressions of tarry rope.
Tar rope.
The palate is immediately dense as spices like clove, pink and black pepper, and nutmeg arrive. Medicinal peat notes duke it out with bright and winey fruit. Finally, concentrated smoke that is at once woody and ashy with menthol and citrus oils.
Menthol.
Menthol. I'm thinking like a somebody smoking like a pack of like menthol cools.
Yeah, like menthol to me, it's like, I think I always just attribute that note to proof.
Yeah.
So I don't ever think of it in a menthol way.
Yeah, like
but I can see why
like
you would
cough
say
droppy.
that.
Yeah.
I can see why you say that, but to me, that's just like the alcohol bite.
Well, I think it's proof. It's a product of proof and peat. Like when you add proof and peat together, like that gives you that cough droppy chill, if you will, which I attribute to menthol.
Yeah.
That is fantastic compass box.
Yeah, that's just delightful.
It really, truly is.
And amazing that you can get that, again, that kind of flavor depth at 97.8. 7.8.
So I'm going to tell you, I was worried about the future of Compass Box because at the beginning of 2024, kind of like in that February, March area, John Glazer announced that he was stepping down. And he was the founder of Compass Box and the kind of like visionary, if you will. I don't know if he was like the one who was doing all the blending, but he was like the guy. And so I was worried that as Compass Box was kind of figuring out where they were going from there, that they might not uphold like all the things that John had set forth. But this tells me that whoever would take over for him, in this case, I think James Saxon, had that vision in mind as well. And it's clear that it's there.
Just read this.
Mm-hmm.
Fits perfectly. Candied ginger.
Yeah.
Process notes.
Hit me.
The smoke machine is powered by a combination of malts from Lafroig, Colila, and Talisker distilleries.
Totally.
While our Highland malt blend has spent more than 5 years in richly toasted virgin French oak custom casks to deliver round, booming, spicy richness.
You're not going to tell me where it's from, though. There must be. Huh?
I mean,
there must be some
in that blend.
There must be something with those particular distillers that they're like, yeah, we don't want to disclose all that.
It is odd. It is odd that you're so like and to almost a fourth? No. Actually no. Highland Park was not heavily featured. It's there.
Right.
But Highland Park is only 4%. That Highland malt blend 23.4%.
Yeah, well,
it is rather interesting.
It's interesting that to me too that like, okay, so you've got, it's not like you're sourcing these from all one distillery or one owner, because Talisker and Colila are Diageo. Lafroig is Suntory. It's Beam Suntory.
Right.
Highland Park is owned by somebody else. So like, it's not like you're sourcing from one individual, brand as a whole. So like, they're doing the blending thing pretty damn well.
Yeah, I'm slowly becoming like a bit of a Compass Box fanboy. I mean, I've yet to have anything from them that I didn't like.
There have been things that are better than others.
Like Peat Monster, I feel like, is like the one that it's like.
But that's just because I think it's misnamed.
Yeah.
It's not that it's like, a bad scotch.
Yeah, no, it's a good scotch. It's like absolutely a delicious scotch. Your naming's
wrong.
Is a little off.
Yeah.
And like they've got so many bottlings that especially like kind of reach up into that like, whoa, okay, I kind of got to think about it before I purchase this.
Yeah. Like hedonism is up there and like a bunch of those special bottlings.
But they do kind of make me think of like, well, shit, like they seem to know what they're doing, and I feel like if they're pricing it that way,
there's a reason.
You've kind of got my trust that you're doing it for a reason.
Yeah. And I think there's a bit of a difference between, and I would be really interested in hearing from Gregor and from Paul, our independent bottler friends, maybe even Dai to some degree, of like when you've got a company like Compass Box that is a blender specifically.
Right.
And like, how are they choosing their blends and how are they putting all this together? Like I don't know. I think there is a bit of luck, but there's such an art form to that specifically.
It's kind of funny. The Flaming Heart from 2018 that they've got in here, 1.3%. just a smidge of it in there.
Just so we can see we got it in there.
But it's kind of fun. Again, that's smart. I think it's kind of smart.
That's like Chattanooga, their founders edition. They always put like just a spit of the
just a thimbleful. So they're connected.
Fantastic pour, Kyle.
Yeah, like, again, I've never had a Compass Box pour that was just like,
yeah, I've never been disappointed.
Yeah,
never.
Yeah,
and thanks again to all of our friends at Compass Box for sending us this over for us to try.
Yeah,
because I love that.
Yeah, great stuff.
All right, question for you.
Yeah,
now that we've got a fantastic pour,
yep.
What, Kyle, would you like to talk about this
week?
Oh
boy, do we have a good one? Sent you a post on Instagram, like we do.
Mm-hmm.
That was just kind of like a, hey, what do you think about this? Here's a little brain nugget for you to kind of, ruminate over.
Yeah.
The video. Like the basic concept is that we as a species, the human species, is not evolving. Like, yes, our technology is evolving.
Right.
Us as a species, we are the same as we have always been.
Yeah, this idea that our species progression is a myth. That we as a species, the human race, if you will, the human
Homo sapiens,
we are not evolving as much as we would like to believe, or as much as we've led ourselves to believe.
Yeah, that we're not moving to a better version of that. That like the version of humanity that existed thousands of years ago, we are the same version. Even though we've had some amazing discoveries and things like that,
yeah,
we still very basically think the same way today, regardless of the fact that we have so much more knowledge.
Yeah.
That all of our instincts are still the same, that we still do essentially the same thing, which is comforting ourselves and
conquering others.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the quote that you just referred to is from the philosopher John Gray. And not the John Gray that wrote Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus.
Right.
But the John Gray who wrote Straw Dogs, which is
I get them confused all the time.
I know you do.
Yep.
Everyone does.
Yep. Yep.
And Straw Dogs : something else. If you want to make a splash in any sort of educated world, you're going to have a colon in your title of your book.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So it's Straw Dogs : some other stuff. But anyway, John Gray says this: humans aren't getting better. We're just getting faster at doing the same things we've always done. Conquering, consuming, and comforting ourselves with stories.
Right. Yeah.
So John Gray is, to break it down, like
you got a time period for me?
Current.
Oh, he's still alive?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
John Gray, he's what most would consider an anti-humanist philosopher.
Okay.
Meaning like a humanist philosopher, again, just distilling all of us down. And sorry, philosophy nerds, like, we're not getting into all of the nuances.
Yeah, don't get at us again.
Sure. And we've had Compass Box Flaming Heart, so let's be honest.
Right. Third episode of the day.
I know, it's a rare third episode. So a humanist philosopher would be someone who is like pro-human, like we are the best thing that's ever happened.
Yeah, and we're going towards a pinnacle.
Correct. And that
as
pinnacle,
humanity.
Correct. That pinnacle would be something like the Star Trekian utopia.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas John Gray is dare I say, an anti-humanist, which is basically this idea of humans are not hot shit.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's really what it is. And so his whole kind of shtick is that we are not as good as we think we are.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing that separates us from the rest of this biological connector over this planet.
Sure.
We fit into it very well.
Ostensibly, like, we are just animals that got lucky.
Yeah.
Like we have this kind of rationalization and maybe even realization of self.
Right.
And so we have the ability to develop things, but that does not mean that we're developing.
Right. The video that I attached to this concept kind of raises that point of like when you step back and you look at humanity, of we're still doing the same things. Like, even past Renaissance or Enlightenment,
yeah.
These great discoveries that you feel like should have adjusted our way of thinking, there's still examples today of us doing the same dumb stuff.
Yeah, so the question then becomes...
It's just that now we're more
adept.
effective.
Yeah, we're
doing
effective. Exactly. So the question becomes, like, has human nature changed? Like, have we gotten better?
Right.
And in watching that video that you sent and kind of like, initially you sent it like over a month and a half, almost 2 months ago, at the time of like you guys listening to this.
Right.
And so like initially when you sent it, you were like, hey, let's do this as an episode. And I went, I can't. Like, not right now.
Right.
I have to think about this. I have to like process this. And it took me a couple of weeks, like two or so weeks of like, I watched the video, I thought about it, put it away for a little while, came back to it. And before we were recording, I came back to it this morning and I was like, that is the central question of this video, right? Like, have we gotten better?
Right.
And my answer is unequivocally, the human experience has gotten better, but humans have not gotten better.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things of like, yes, like we have through our, was that your big toe that touched me?
Did I touch you?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Huh.
I didn't even realize I touched you.
It was my big toe also, is why I was like,
I
did we just
touched
like
you?
big toe to big toe?
We crossed the streams?
I mean, it just grazed it.
Sorry.
I wasn't asking for an apology.
You want more?
Got plenty. I think with so many things that I think it's like, it's an issue of context. And like to see where we've come as a species, to understand the things that we've gone through and things like that, like we have a different understanding. And the magnifying glass that we look at humanity right now in 2025 compared to where you would look at, say, in the year 1500, yes, I think there's a difference between those focal points.
Correct.
I think there is a change.
Yes.
And things are in more focus there that they weren't back then. But at the bare essentials as who we are as biological forms, I think that's all exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't even know like biological forms. I think like what you're talking about just our like, physical
impulses.
I think it's even deeper than that. I think it's like how we as humans and the species conducts itself. I think that what Gray is getting at, and I agree with you, is that it would be, man, so much of who we are as humans is we look at our accomplishments and we look at our discoveries as part of who we are, but they're not who we are. It's what we've discovered. An example of this would be like, your daughters are not you.
Right.
Your daughters are a product of you, but they're not you.
Right.
And so I think that it's very easy for us to get into this kind of mindset of like the advances that we've made scientifically, technologically, so on and so forth. Like those things are unequivocally better. Yes. Like someone of our social standing, you and I, middle class individuals, we are far better off than our same social class was 500 years ago. There is no doubt in my mind that that is absolutely true. Hell, even 50 years ago, we are far better off.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we as a species are better. So like our science, our knowledge, our understanding has improved greatly, but our capacity to change ourselves in relation to that is a complete myth. Because nothing truly has changed. And what I mean by that is like, okay, so we have all these scientific advancements, but those same scientific advancements are being used to create the same kind of death and destruction that has always been. It's just faster, it's quicker, it's more efficient.
Right.
So if you were to argue that no, humanity has changed, humanity has gotten better,
we can wage war with the push of a button,
right?
Instead of needing to go muzzle to muzzle.
Correct.
Out in the field,
hand-to-hand combat. It's not. Yeah. I mean, it does happen, but it's not really a thing anymore.
Right.
So like we've just become more efficient at doing the things we've always done.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we've changed.
Correct.
That video posits that Gray talks about the delusion that we are bettering ourselves. But again, how have we changed?
To me, it's not like biologically, like, yes, I don't think there is a difference. We're still operating with the same chemical formula within our brains, within ourselves. That hasn't changed. I think what has changed is our cultural understanding of things, and so we try to pass that on in a way so that, like, my understanding of a thing is different than a person 500 years ago would have looked at that same concept.
Sure.
And that's culturally passed on. That's not a biological difference. That's literally just an understanding of social norms kind of a thing. And does that alone help guide us to a utopia?
And I'm going to say no, and here's why.
Agreed.
You think about, okay, so like our cumulative knowledge, right? Like those things that we as a human species have acquired knowledge-wise can be all undermined in a generation or less.
Sure.
But like our biological functions as animal or our biological functions as a human species continue on. And so like, because I think we think on these scales related to human life, a very long human life is 100 years. That is a long human life.
Right.
And hopefully the human life keeps, being extended more and more and more, but a very long human life is 100 years.
If you want it.
Yeah. But when we think about like these biological scales, where we're thinking of millions of years, we have no understanding of what that truly means.
Right.
So like our technology and our understanding is changing so rapidly that like who we are as a species, there's no way that can ever catch up. So it's going to take millions of years for our kind of like inherent understanding and biological kind of perspective to catch up with that. And we're moving so fast scientifically and technologically that to pass those things down is easily disrupted.
Or with AI.
Oh God.
Does that, all right. So like I've had this conversation with my kids of like, I think within our lifetime, I think in a bit of a way, with the data that exists about us as individuals, certainly by the time, if you tack on another 40 years, that the amount of the algorithm that'll exist, like YouTube already knows me so well. Instagram already knows me so well. Probably, in terms of what engages me, probably better than I know myself.
Sure.
Arguably. That by the time, within 40 years, that there would be a way that AI will be able to replicate a digital version of me so that you could have a picture frame sitting on this table that has my essential presence depicted within it, and that you could have a conversation with me, and that it would be able to dictate back to you my general thoughts about that thing, about whatever topic we're discussing, that it would be able to have the information of my entire life built into it, and you would be able to talk to it as my third or fourth generational descendants, and could talk to me and get my perspective from my viewpoint, from my time period, from my cultural relevance, and give you an honest answer to whatever that thing is.
Sure. And that is only viable if the person who's doing that asking thinks of that thing as actually you. And what I mean by that is like it's
and why shouldn't they?
Well, and I don't disagree, but it would be like you right now looking at a photo of your great grandmother and asking that person questions and it answering you, but you are aware that is a photo. And so like it would then take, what I'm saying is it would then take multiple, maybe a generation, maybe several generations for an individual to say, no, this is my great grandfather Kyle, and he is absolutely talking to me.
But with the knowledge that what has created this thing has such a depth of knowledge of you as a person.
Sure.
Far greater than I ever could as an individual.
Yeah.
What makes that interaction more?
I'm gonna make a Harry Potter reference here. Okay, so
and that's where this all comes from. This is from like watching Harry Potter and like the talking pictures and stuff.
That's exactly it.
Yeah.
So like,
and I always say like, oh yeah, we'll have that in a couple of years.
If you got a picture of Dumbledore, and Dumbledore can have a conversation with you, but that's not Dumbledore. That is just an amalgamation of his experience. Sure. What does it separate? Like you're still having a conversation with all of his experiences, I guess.
Even to know that it's an artificialized culmination of all of it that is creating this. What's the difference?
Mm-hmm.
Aside from if you want to get a soul kind of a thing, like what's the like?
Sure.
If you're talking about like, yeah, man, like built into all of that is all of my bank records, all of my search history,
right.
all of like, and like, I think you can argue that that's even like a more realized version than the fake version that I present to you.
No, I agree. So I think the question becomes, are we better off versus are we better? And I think the answer, like, I don't want to, distill it down to this just simplified thing. Are we better off? I think the answer is yes. Unequivocally, we are better off. People live longer. Generally, the human experience is better. We are more aware of experiences that are not our own. We are more aware of suffering. We are more aware of all these things. And I think that presents its own problems too. But like, are we better off? Most definitely. Are we better? Unequivocally, no.
Yeah. Are we different? No. Do we have more understanding? Yes.
So then the question becomes, now that we confront those things, and so like we talk about constantly of like, here's a philosophical quandary. Now what do you do with this? What now do you do with that information? How do you confront that? That we as humans, as we learn more, as we advance, this is in quotes. I'm making quotes. You can see my quotes.
They're good.
Thank you. As we advance, we're not actually advancing. It's our collective knowledge and understanding. So we're staying the same. We're kind of static, but our collective knowledge and understanding is advancing. Our technological advances are advancing. So what do we do? How do we combat this? How do we engage in that individually?
I kind of tend to prescribe to Gray's recommendation of more or less just do what makes you happy, kind of a thing. Mm-hmm. Like exist, drink coffee on your back porch and listen to the birds.
Yep.
Read poetry, find happiness within your day-to-day self and not overly consume yourself with the evils that exist around you, kind of a thing.
And I'm inclined to agree. And this goes back to a conversation we had a couple months ago about like, are we meant to know all of the bad things in the world?
Yeah.
And I think the answer is no. Like we can know them, but we can't fully process them.
Right. That's only been a thing for
20 years, 30, or well, I guess since like the 24-hour news cycle kind of thing.
Well, I mean, I think you could argue that like, newspapers and things like that, yes, like they've for hundreds of years they've been able to share the world's news.
Sure.
But like reading an article about a thing that's happening versus the 24-hour news cycle of like I'm watching live coverage of the thing
Right.
is certainly a different aspect. And then going beyond that of like now it's no longer the 24 news cycle of what you're choosing to show me.
Yeah.
But now through social media, I can get a more diverse perspective on that event.
And a more curated perspective on that event too.
I mean, I think I would kind of argue that the curated version was the 24-hour news cycle, the CNNs. We've taken that story, we've edited it down, and here is our version of it. Whereas like through social media, you're able to get a more raw. Like I remember when Vice News was getting started, and it was during. I don't even remember what the altercation was. Like this would have been before COVID, I think.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't.
No, I think it was before COVID. Yeah.
But I just remember like seeing like incredibly raw video of like actual like tanks coming in and shooting and like running over to the exploded vehicle, and like you're seeing the carnage, like this just happened like within the past hour.
Yeah.
And like that just being like such a, oh my God, like such a different interaction with news.
Yeah.
Than had ever been kind of presented. Like you think back to 9/11 or like big plane crashes that happened, and that thing of like this is all happening in the moment. Like certainly 9/11 was like the biggest culmination of that for us here in the U.S., but it was a different thing. And even then, like it's being selected what's being shown to you.
Yeah.
Of like if shit got too real, cut back to the anchors.
Yeah.
And they can describe it to you, or we this is not safe to be shown. So once social media started, and it's like, oh no, like here's the raw video of it.
I think what I mean by the curation is like now we can self-curate, which I don't know if that's better or not.
Right.
So like,
oh yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I can then say, oh, this is not good for me to watch, or I don't believe in this thing.
This questions my beliefs.
Correct.
So I don't need to.
So I'm not going to watch this anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think what Gray ultimately comes to, which is what you just said, is it's not as much as we want to devote ourselves to the larger good and the greater good and the like doing things better for the earth. It's, you know, keep my side of the fence clean kind of thing.
Right.
Like make my family and make my perspective as good as it can be.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like,
well, it's like your house is a wreck. It's dirty. Cool. Like focus on one area.
right.
Let's clean this up.
Right.
And then I can keep that tidy
Yeah.
and expand and hopefully eventually get to a point where it's like all taken care of.
If I'm saying, okay, cool, John Gray, thank you for saying that. That makes a lot of sense. I want to focus on my family. I want to drink coffee on my back porch and listen to the birds. How do I engage in happiness? How do I allow myself and those around me to have the best experience possible? And that will then maybe, if I'm lucky, I guess, matriculate out to other people. How do I live the best life I can to then maybe enable understanding of other people?
Become a hermit.
Maybe. Yeah. What does he say? Become a mystic, a poet, a recluse.
Right.
You know, and I don't know if I fully agree, because like we as humans exist in community.
Yeah, it depends on how selfish you are.
Well, yeah. Like,
how selfish can you allow yourself to be?
well, we exist in community.
I just want to be happy.
Right.
So I'm going to go disappear and I'm going to find happiness.
But I think like in some ways that happiness is only real when shared.
Right.
You know, it's only when we understand that like I can be happy by myself, but that's only...
Or it's like a different level of happiness. Like, yes, I can go do that on my own and be that recluse and find happiness, but there's actually a far better level of happiness if you're willing to go for it and achieve that. And I think it is kind of like that search of like, but then the fall is so much greater
Right.
when you don't get there.
Right.
So do you just hedge your bets and go like, I can be happy here and I can guarantee it and that's it, but never experience
True or real.
a higher level of happiness?
I think that's the gamble.
Yeah.
In which I would contend that we as humans, because we have the ability to have this conversation and we have the ability to think about the ramifications of our actions, like, yes, we are more advanced than our closest biological relatives. But people 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years ago, if you go back and read all of, these manuscripts and discussions of these people, they're having the same exact discussions as we just had.
Right.
Obviously, they're not talking about, the social internet and stuff like that, but it's the exact same discussion.
Yep.
And so are we better off? I think yes. Are we better?
No. They would have made the same conclusions that we're making today if they were present in this time period, but they were not.
On that note, you got anything else?
No.
Nah, me neither. And we are all out of Flaming Heart, the 25th anniversary. Sadly.
Great stuff.
They only gave us a little taster bottle. I mean, that was
but
phenomenal.
It was perfect 2 pours.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Do I wish I had more?
Yeah, I'd take a whole bottle.
Sure. We got to go find one, though. You want to go?
Sure.
Okay.
Let's go take a look.
We'll go see what we can find while everybody else tells us, what do you think about the Compass Box Flaming Heart, the 25th anniversary edition?
Or just in general. Like, what have you had from Compass Box? How impressed were you by it?
Yeah. And is there anything you were like, that was okay?
Or were you like, I think we could reach a higher level?
Right. We also love to know, what do you think about this idea of the illusion of human progression? Are we progressing or not?
Yeah. Is technology our ultimate achievement? Or do we have more to show as humanity?
Oh, boy. Well, you can get in touch with us through email. It's drepandstone@gmail.com. You can also get in touch with us through social media.
Always one word, Drep and Stone, DREP and Stone. Come find us, like a thing, share a thing, comment on a thing, and tell us how much you love Compass Box.
We'd also love it if you support the podcast. You can do so through a couple of ways. The first would be to find us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/drepandstone. Keeps the recording machine recording and the lights on. And more importantly, Kyle, the AC pumping that cold, cold air.
Oh, yeah.
You can also support Drep and Stone by rating us wherever you find great podcasts like this one. And finally, you can support Drep and Stone by telling someone about the podcast.
Yeah, just tell somebody.
Yeah. Reach out and tell someone.
Yeah, or just talk to them. You don't have to sing it.
Oh, I like to do everything in song form.
You do seem like a
Song form guy?
Yep.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
May your glass overflow.
And your ass never show. Wow.
Yeah,
Cheers, buddy.
That's a fancy Glencairn.
Yeah, that's a nice crystal.
Yeah. Cheers.